Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. New album, new product review day today. Hopefully you've enjoyed some of the stuff you've seen today and make you want to go out and check out some of this cool new music. Here's another one that I think is very worthwhile for some of you here watching. This is an album that came out late in 2021. Just getting to it here a little bit late. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the previous year's things that have come out, that came out late in the year, kind of trickle in a little bit late. By the time we get to listen to them, it's already kind of like quarter of the way or mid-year, the following year, which is the case with this one. This is a very cool album. I'm going to say this is mostly an instrumental, progressive metal, and fusion album, except there is narration on it, so it's not fully instrumental. The band or the project is called Syrek. The album is called Story. Okay. This is basically the album, the creation of guitarist Terry Syrek, who is an amazing player. Amazing player. He has gotten a hold of some of his friends to help him out with this album, notably Marco Minnemann on drums. Perhaps you've heard of him. Lalle Larsson on keyboards. Bryan Beller and Mohini Day, both appearing on bass. Bryan Beller, perhaps you've heard of him. Florian Christia on violin, and doing the narration is Keith Zarabachka. Okay, so this is kind of I guess it's a concept story about gnomes and owls and little creatures and things like that. Kind of the little bits of narration which appear from Keith before like a bunch of songs. Kind of reminds me of kind of like the hare that lost his spectacles, Jethro Tull, Passion play, right? Going way back. That's what it's kind of whimsical. The story is very, very kid-oriented type of thing. If you like old school kind of fantasy and stuff like that, that's kind of the vibe here. In a way, the narration kind of breaks up the music a little bit, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because there's lots of bombast on here. This is highly technical, progressive metal and fusion with just face-melting guitar riffs and solos, face-melting keyboard and synth solos and passages, just enough violin, although I wish there was a little bit more violin. Some amazing drumming from Marco Minnemann. Amazing. And if you just love instrumental progressive metal with just enough fusion, man, this is going to knock your socks off. Terry is a fantastic guitar player, like I said. He's got that kind of neoclassical shredding, sweep picking thing down. He's got some Holdsworth in him. He's got, I listen to him and I hear bits of Fripp, because there's a couple King Crimson type moments here, especially like the early 80s, but heavier. You hear some Holdsworth type stuff. You hear some early Vinnie Moore, Tony McAlpine, that sort of thing. Just a really good player. He can crush with the riffs, but he also can do some really beautiful legato type things and do the sweep picking and the blazing runs and using the whammy bar and all that kind of stuff. So, musically speaking, at times some of the song structures and arrangements are kind of Dream Theater-ish, but not, if that makes any sense. I don't know. So let's show this one off here. So again, there's not a lot to show. There's no lyrics and things like that, but here you got some information on all the tracks. I'll read them off in a second. And then some cool little artwork, again, with kind of like your characters in the story. All right. And then like a little map of the area where the story takes place. So this is if you love fantasy stuff, this is very cool. Like I said, for some, the narration might be a little bit of a distraction, but I think it's kind of cool. And judging by how long the album is and how intense the album is, I think the narration does a really good job of briefly coming in for 20 or 30 seconds and telling little bits of the story and then back to the craziness, right? But pretty cool stuff, I think. So the story, the songs, I should say, you've got Magic Lantern, Into the Woods, and it starts off with the narration, right? So it kind of sets the stage. Some of my favorite tracks on here, I Think It's a Monster, is killer. Jaw to the Floor. Let's see, we got Balloon Ride Over a Jigsaw Map. I Got a Lightning Bug, another great song. What the Owl Said, Star Crowned, The Perilous Flight from Castle Albathria, Another really good song. Strange Machine is terrific. Dandelion Sword, also really good. Probably one of the sickest songs on here. It just starts off just absolutely ridiculous with the interplay between the drums and the bass and the guitar and the keyboards. Just out of sight is Nomus Maleficus. And then it gets kind of atmospheric and stuff. It goes back and forth like that. Promenade is really good, absolutely crushing. Then you have the end, and then Home, Out of the Woods. So Into the Woods, Out of the Woods, starting off, ending. It's really cool. It's charming. I like the fact that Terry probably is into this sort of the fantasy type thing. I think it's just really cool, and the music is just out of control. Just like I said, just intense, really meticulous, well put together. It's just super heavy in spots, just gorgeous and melodic in others, and the chops on this album is ridiculous. So if you like chops heavy, loads of guitar, loads of keyboards, little bits of violin, rhythms that are just out of control, great, in like a progressive metal and fusion format with the kind of fantasy narration thing popping in here and there. I think you'll really like this. Again, it's Story is the name of the album. Syrek, that's Terry Syrek. It's the guy who puts it all together. Really cool stuff. It's hard to not give something like this, an easy 4 out of 5 stars. So Terry and company, good job. I understand that Lalle Larsson, the keyboard player, also had a lot to do with the kind of creation of this album as well. So I think that those two were like the driving factors here. So yeah, job well done. Marco Minnemann in tow, Bryan Beller, Lalle Larsson, Mohini Day, Florian Christie, and Keith Zarabachka on narration. Terry Syrek, the guitar player extraordinaire. Check it out. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. All together, all the damn time. I'll see if we can put a link below so you can go check this out on the internet, see if you want to listen to it or purchase it, whatever. So I'll do that. And thanks for watching, everybody. See you around here with more stuff. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. We also have down below the link to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations and our merch page for all sorts of cool Sea Tranquility shirts, hats, hoodies, and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you real soon here on the channel. I'm Pete Pardo. Take care. Bye-bye.